In today's brief video, I'm going to set out to answer the question, is quitting smoking weed actually worth it? Is it worth going through the withdrawals? Is it worth going through the cravings? Is the process of sobriety and recovery actually worthwhile? And this probably could apply to any drug. This could apply to alcohol, nicotine, weed, it doesn't really matter. And I'm speaking on today's topic as someone who's now been sober from these substances for 7+ years after several years of active addiction to nicotine, THC, energy drinks, and adult media content, things our company and products now help people quit. I'm speaking from my personal experience, and then I'm speaking from the experience as an addiction recovery coach, working with hundreds, if not thousands of people over the last several years, helping people quit smoking weed, okay? Quitting smoking weed, is it actually worth it? Well, it really depends on the person and their experience and what they learn and what they do with what they learned throughout the quitting process. So for example, for me, hands down, it was worth it. I got more money in my bank account. I have much stronger relationships. I got married, had my first child. My physical health is dramatically improved. My mental health is dramatically improved. My energy levels are up. My sleep is better. All of that stuff in my life eventually improved significantly. But it didn't improve necessarily because I just quit smoking weed. And this goes back to answering the question, is quitting smoking weed actually worth it? When you quit a drug, you're going to have more time on your hands, right? Like that's a guarantee that's universal. For anyone who quits drugs, they're gonna have more time on their hands. And mostly across the board, once you get through those initial withdrawals, they're gonna have better physical health and they're gonna have more energy, okay? And I would also say, universally across the board for people who quit smoking weed, they're gonna have more money in their bank account, okay? Now, it really depends on what you do with that abundance of time, that abundance of energy, that abundance of money, that abundance of physical health. It depends on what you do with those things that you've now gained back since quitting smoking weed. It depends on where you put your energy and your efforts and your talents next that makes quitting weed worthwhile. So if I quit smoking weed and I have a lot more time on my hands, but I just use that time spending money recklessly and eating fast food and eating junk food and gaining a bunch of weight and getting diabetes, then was quitting weed worth it? Well, I don't really know. When I quit smoking weed, and I talk about this a lot on my channel, I had very clearly defined goals and very clearly defined aspects of my life that I wanted to improve, that I had an expectation to improve throughout the quitting process, right? So in quitting, yes, it was about quitting weed, but it was really about fixing my finances, making more money, growing my businesses, reclaiming my physical health, finding that special relationship, starting a family. It was really about all of those things. That's what quitting weed was about. And I always say on my channel, it actually had nothing to do with quitting weed. That was the easy part, right? That was the simplest of decisions. Yeah, I'm gonna quit, but what am I gonna do with that time once I quit? Well, I'm gonna build a business. For me, it turned out starting a new business. And a lot of people think like, oh, Dr. Frank, you just make money off of supplements and doing your expensive coaching calls. And that's not true, actually. I started with my chiropractic business. I got that up and running to a point where I was then able to step away and then pursue the YouTube business, of recently pursue the supplement business, pursue other things that I have myself invested in. So it's like, I was gonna take that energy and that time and I was gonna make something of myself. Now, it's not only the time and the energy and the extra money, right? Because this all took money. Investing to start a YouTube, investing to start a supplement business, investing in index funds to kind of build up my retirement, right? This all took money and time and energy. But there's more. When you quit smoking weed, if you really struggled with addiction, at some point along the way, you're gonna have to exercise discipline. You're gonna have to demonstrate grit. You're gonna have to exercise a little bit of willpower, especially initially on until you don't want it anymore, right? You're gonna have to exercise commitment, determination, all these really, really, really positive attributes. You're going to have to use them to quit smoking weed. And the more you use them, the stronger they get. I kind of talked about this in my last video. So now you've quit weed. What are you going to do with that discipline that you've strengthened? What are you going to do with that willpower that you strengthened? What are you going to do with that determination and that commitment? Because when you take an increased ability to exercise discipline, you combine that with more money in your bank account, more time on your hands to pursue things that you want to pursue, and better physical health, which should be resulting in an abundance of energy to go actually get things done. It's what you do with all of those traits and all of those things that will determine whether or not quitting was worthwhile. I easily could have quit smoking weed and dove headfirst into drinking alcohol. I could have quit smoking weed and dove headfirst into eating a bunch of crap food and getting really sick that way. I could have dove into another really toxic relationship. And then would quitting weed be worthwhile? I don't know. If all I had to show at the end of all this work that I did was, oh, I quit weed, I don't know. I don't know that that would be worth it. Can I say it's worth it? Yeah, hands down. And a lot of people that I work with over the course of time can say the same thing. They've gained a lot back because they used the discipline they exercised, the commitment. They took advantage of the extra money, of the extra time, of the increased energy levels, and they did something with it to make the quitting process worthwhile. I don't think that quitting weed in and of itself is inherently worth anything, right? It's not really worth much. Quitting doesn't come with any inherent value to it. It's the lessons that I learned and the strengths that I developed through quitting that gave quitting value, right? And I can actually put a very realistic monetary number on that too if I wanted to. So anyways, check this out. If you guys found this video helpful, we do have our one-on-one coaching programs. On a more affordable rate, we have our Addiction Mindset School community. I'm really trying to get more members in there. It's an incredible platform helping people quit in a group setting. I'm actually going to be going live tomorrow from the day I posted this video, tomorrow night inside the school community. That's a regular thing I do, working with people in there. And then lastly, guys, we have our Kick It Crave Less chewing gum supplement with ashwagandha and N-acetylcysteine. I use this supplement regularly myself. I would hope I do. I'm the one who developed it and makes it and sells it. But this is also for quitting weed. I have a lot of people emailing me saying to me the website looks like it's just for cigarettes. That's not true. This is for weed. This is for nicotine. This can help with alcohol. It helps with cravings, stress reduction, and energy levels, okay? And you can read on the website about the benefits of KSM-66 and N-acetylcysteine. Now, here's the deal. We also have now the 30 count available bottle for those of you guys looking to just try the product out at a cheaper price point, okay? But for those of you guys really looking to quit, I recommend either the 3-pack, which is a 3-month and 90-day supply, or the 90 count. A lot of people, guys, a month's supply is all they really need with this stuff to get started. That's what we're finding. We've now been in business for almost a year. Believe it or not, I'm proud to say most businesses die after the first year. And we're finding that a lot of people do good with just the 90 count. So check that out in the pinned comment or the video description to learn more about our program resources. We also have a bunch of free PDFs, workbooks on quitting, stuff like that. Until next time, guys, make it worthwhile. Make quitting worthwhile. It's you who adds value to quitting. Quitting doesn't inherently come with value, okay? Good luck.